What's good, y'all? It's been a minute. Today I'm gonna discuss on how you survive in Toronto. All right, first things up, save money. Now, living expense in Toronto is it's a it's a huge biggie. Everything here is pricey. The economy is wild. So all I can say is, if you wanna get some clothes, go to thrift stores. If you wanna get some food, might as well get them from restaurants with good deals. You got Giant Tiger, you got Walmart, Freshco, Best Buy, and TNT Chinese supermarkets. They usually have the best deals for big portions too. And if possible, cook more often at home rather than buying food outside, because you'll be saving more money, you'll also have more cooking skills so that you can be more independent. Oh, last but not least, food banks. There should be a local food bank near where you live. You can research on their eligibility, like if it's for domestic students or if it's only for international, or if it can provide for both. Either way, just do your research about it, because sometimes they want you to book an appointment before you coming there. All right, next up, renting and traveling. Now, if you haven't got a job yet, traveling will be surely expensive because you'll have to get a car and whatnot. So if you're a student, or if you're enrolled in a college or school education, make sure you get a Presto card and get a youth or a student card, because that way you'll get a 40% discount on TTC and Go fares. That way you'll save a lot more money. Plus, for rent, there's a huge housing crisis in Canada right now in Toronto, so your best bet is to share a room. That's the only way you'll be able to get some cheap rent, because normally rents and rooms out there, if you live alone, is like 1,000 Canadian dollars plus. So again, sharing, you can look for them at Kijiji, Craigslist, plus most of these rents are only providing if you're like moving at the first day of the month, so you got to be prepared. So when you come to Canada, or days before you come to Canada prior, make sure you do your research on the rent and on Kijiji, and ask their requirements and whatnot, because the rents here, you don't exactly sign a contract unless that's a yearly thing. If it's like a month to month or like a short-term rent, they don't really do paperwork. They just talk to you on like paying the first and the last month, and then the landlord's gonna ask you like how long you're gonna be staying, the rules of the accommodations and yada yada. So just be prepared for that. Do search for housing, cheap housing if possible, to save extra money. I find myself some decent rents out here, 450, 550 sharing. It's a decent price. I mean, I'm a student, so it's good enough. Plus, I don't have a job yet, so it's best to save money. Sure, it might not be the best living with a bunch of people in the house, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright, last but not least, jobs and connections. Now, getting jobs here is not easy. On average, it takes months for people to get a job here. So, I'd suggest you start applying online like crazy. Go to websites like Indeed, Kijiji, Craigslist, Glassdoor, jobbank.ca, or research any company, big companies really, because they all want you to apply online. And of course, they're all gonna look for experience, obviously. So if you never worked before, or you don't have prior experience, you just gotta look back at what you used to do back when you were in your junior high or whatnot. Maybe you volunteered, maybe you were part of a student council, maybe you joined a study co-op, an internship, or whatnot. Extracurricular activities, yada yada. Those all count. You put that in your resume, explain it briefly on what it is. Make sure that resume is specialized and tailored to the job that you're applying for. Alright, you gotta apply like crazy. There's plenty of jobs out there, but not all of them are hiring, and not all of them will respond to you. That's the harsh truth. And honestly, some of them might even be ghost jobs, aka job postings that don't even give you real positions. So again, apply like crazy, and you might get some interviews or whatnot here and there. But your next best bet is to get connections, networking. Now, if you're like me, where you came here in Canada without any relatives or friends prior, you're gonna have to start networking and get to know everyone like crazy. Honestly, like try to talk with anyone really. You don't have to like them. Don't even have to enjoy their company. Sometimes you gotta like compromise yourself a bit just to at least have connections, you know, because really that's like one of the only ways to get a job here at this point, to get a referral or someone that you know works in said company so that they can tell you to work there, or they can ask their managers and yada yada. Join clubs, attend school events, college sporting events, yada yada. Put yourself out there to talk with people, to socialize. You get better communication skills, you'll get more connections, networking, because all in all it benefits you and them too, because you know we're all humans, right? We're social creatures, we're bound to need to interact with one another, so why not make the most out of it by doing it for yourself, you know? It's also important for not just for your college years, of course, but also for your job years when you're looking for a job. Plus, when looking for a job, if possible, seek employment or work in your college, because they're usually hiring. I myself, I'm still trying, still applying, you know, sometimes they take a while to respond. So yeah, you know, it's competitive. You gotta try your best to stand out when applying your resume, like maybe add in like a cover letter or like a cover video. Like in the cover letter, there's like a QR code where you record yourself talking about what you do, your experience, and yada yada, so that it shows more initiative. Because honestly, I'm still trying to get a job here myself, and no luck yet, but you know, I'm still trying. I've gotten some interviews here and there, but still, you know. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day. Peace.